Could 1 million people be living on Mars by the year 3000? Elon Musk thinks it's possible, but the journey there is fraught with unimaginable challenges. Today, we're diving into the ambitious timeline of Mars colonization, from the first steps in the 2030s to a potential Martian society centuries from now. If this sounds like an adventure you want to be a part of, hit that like button and buckle up. Let's get started. The vision. Imagine a future where humans live not just on Earth, but also on Mars, our red neighbor in the solar system. This big dream is shared by many people and organizations around the world. Leading this exciting adventure are groups like SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, NASA, the space agency of the United States, and ESA, which stands for the European Space Agency. These pioneers are working hard to turn the dream of living on Mars into reality. But why Mars, you might wonder? Well, there are several good reasons. First, Mars is similar to Earth in some ways, making it a somewhat familiar place to explore and eventually live. Scientists are super interested in Mars because studying it can teach us a lot about our own planet and possibly about life beyond Earth. Another big reason is about keeping humanity safe and ensuring we survive. Right now, all humans live on a single planet. If a huge disaster were to happen, it could be very bad for everyone. By living on more than one planet like Mars, we spread out a bit and increase the chances of humans continuing for a long, long time. Lastly, humans have always loved to explore. Just like we explored unknown lands on Earth in the past, now we're looking at the stars. Mars is the next big step in that adventure. It's about learning, growing, and finding our place in the universe. Preparations and challenges. Before we can pack our bags for Mars, there's a lot of work to be done, especially between 2030 and 2040. Think of it like getting ready for the longest camping trip ever. First, we need super advanced spaceships that can travel the long distance to Mars safely. These spaceships will need to be really strong and have all the necessary supplies for the journey and for living on Mars. Then, we have to build homes on Mars, called habitats, where people can live. These homes need to protect people from the cold, thin air and radiation on Mars. Also, we have to figure out how to get air to breathe, water to drink, and food to eat. That's where life support systems come in. They're like very advanced machines that make sure we have all we need to stay alive. Choosing who gets to go to Mars is another big task. Astronauts and people who want to live on Mars will need special training. They'll learn how to handle the spaceship, fix things that break, and even grow food on Mars. But it's not just about getting there and building stuff. Going to Mars is super hard. The trip takes a long time, and being away from Earth can be tough on the mind and body. People will need to get along with each other in a small space for months, deal with being far from home, and face the unknown dangers of living on a new planet. Section 1. The early stages, first boots on Mars. Imagine this. After years of dreaming, the first astronauts finally walk on Mars. This won't be easy. The trip takes months, landing is risky, and everything has to be planned perfectly. But it'll change the world, showing us humans can reach another planet. The Pioneer Outposts. Those first astronauts need a place to live. Early Mars bases will be small, maybe even built with inflatable parts or using Martian soil. Everything, air, water, food, has to come from Earth at first, which is expensive and dangerous if something goes wrong. Scientists will figure out how to use ice found on Mars for water, and maybe even grow some food in special greenhouses. Growing infrastructure. Mars needs more than houses. It needs landing pads for rockets, solar panels for power, and roads for rovers. Accidents can happen out there, so having extra supplies and backup systems is super important. Maybe even the first super-rich space tourists will come, helping pay for building Mars up. Section 2. A foothold on Mars. Self-sufficiency. Push. Shipping stuff from Earth gets old fast. Scientists need to figure out how to make things on Mars. They'll grow food in underground farms safe from radiation and try to find ways to make building supplies and even fuel from Martian rocks. Every discovery makes Mars a little less dependent on Earth. Emerging Martian culture. The first babies born on Mars will be Martians, not Earthlings. How will they feel about a world they've never seen? They might invent new games, new music, even new ways of talking that fit their Martian lives. Will Mars have its own leaders or still listen to Earth? This could get tricky. Geopolitical questions. Who owns Mars? No one country can claim it all. Companies will want to mine there, and countries will want to do science. They'll need treaties, agreements, to keep things peaceful. But what if someone breaks the rules? Could there be conflict over Mars? Section 3. Mars transformed, terraforming speculation. Could we make Mars more Earth-like? This is called terraforming, and it's a big idea for the far future. Scientists dream of ways to make the Martian air thicker, warmer, maybe even with breathable oxygen. It might involve giant mirrors in space, special kinds of plants, or technology we haven't invented yet, but is it right? Changing a whole planet is a huge decision. A Martian civilization. If things go well, maybe thousands, even millions of people will live on Mars someday. They'll have their own cities, farms, schools, everything a society needs. Will Mars become its own independent world or stay connected to Earth? Imagine humans being a multi-planet species that changes everything. The unknowns. The future is always fuzzy. Surprises could derail our Mars plans. A new disease, an asteroid. Maybe technology changes in ways we can't predict. And is reaching Mars our greatest challenge? Or will the real problem be learning to live peacefully in space? Section 4, the future of Mars. Colonization, Mars in 3000, a vision of the future. A whole new world. Imagine Mars in the year 3000, transformed into a bustling planet with cities, green spaces, and water. It's like Earth, but with a unique Martian twist. Smart living, life on Mars will be powered by super smart technologies. Artificial intelligence, AI, could manage our homes, making sure everything runs smoothly and efficiently. Biotechnology might let us grow food perfectly suited to Martian conditions, and advanced materials could make buildings that protect us from Mars' harsh environment. Space exploration launchpad. Mars will be the stepping stone for exploring even further into space. With its lower gravity compared to Earth, launching spaceships from Mars will be easier and less costly. Mars could become the gateway to the rest of the universe. Reflections on humanity's place in the universe. What we learn about ourselves colonizing Mars will teach us a lot about who we are. It shows our incredible ability to adapt and overcome challenges. Living on Mars will require us to work together in ways we've never had to on Earth, teaching us new meanings of community and cooperation. A legacy for the future. The steps we take today towards living on Mars will leave a lasting impact on future generations. It will show them that no dream is too big and encourage them to continue exploring and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Exploring beyond Mars. Mars is just the beginning. Learning to live there will prepare us for journeys to even more distant worlds, expanding our understanding of the universe and our place within it. The colonization of Mars, from the first steps in the 2030s to a thriving community in 3000 and beyond, is a beacon of hope and a symbol of what we can achieve when we dare to dream big. It reminds us that our limits are not where we think they are, but much further beyond, waiting to be discovered. As we look to the future, let's carry with us the lessons learned from this grand adventure. The journey to Mars is not just about reaching a new planet. It's about coming together as a species to achieve the unthinkable, to protect our future, and to ensure that the legacy of human exploration continues to shine bright among the stars. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you for joining us on this journey to Mars. The future is bright, and it's only just beginning.